first guest tonight is an Oscar-nominated actor who has exceeded the dreams of all the world's nerds combined. He's in 4 Marvel movies, 3 Hobbits, even a Star Trek. Now he plays the villainous cowboy Phil Burbank in The Power of the Dog.
Now, gentlemen, look, see, that's what you do with the cloth.
It's really just for wine drips.
Oh, you got that, boys. Only for the drip. Now get us some food.
The Power of the Dog is in select theaters Wednesday and on Netflix December 1st. Please welcome Benedict Cumberbatch. It's good to have you here. Very good to see you.
It's nice to be here. Very nice to be back.
I have to tell you, I love to hear you speak with an American accent. You know, as Doctor Strange, etc. I like it. It amazes me.
I was just saying backstage how difficult it is to speak in an English accent after doing a whole day's filming of Doctor Strange. Something just happens and I kind of slide into it. And it's really odd. I thought to myself, I hope I'm going to go on stage. Oh, I'm doing it now. It's a really weird thing.
It's pretty amazing to hear that just kind of phase into American like that.
Very kind.
Yeah.
Go on, you phase into English.
No, you know what? There's nothing more annoying than hearing an American do an English like, oh, hello, and you know everybody's, you know.
I love it, though. I love it. It makes me feel good about my end of things.
You should feel good about the fact that Power of the Dog, I'm sure you know, everybody's saying it's going to get an Oscar nomination. It's actually like at the top of the list of these movies that are being buzzed about.
Very nice.
And that's rare for a dog movie. You know, Air Bud, for instance, got 0 nominations at all.
Yeah, that's true. It didn't happen for... Yeah,
this is not a
Life of Pets. It's not quite about a dog.
Not a pet movie, no.
No. But, you know, that sort of stuff is fantastic. It means that all that hard work, and it was hard work, we got interrupted by COVID. We had a fantastic crew down in New Zealand shooting it, and we were in suspension like the rest of the world, not knowing what normal would be again, and we managed to get back in there and finish it. So the idea that that's now going to get seen because people are talking about it, that's what all this is.
The movie is set in Montana.
Correct.
You did not shoot it in Montana.
We shot it in New Zealand, yeah.
Shot in New Zealand?
Yeah, it was set in 1925 Montana, of which there is very little left in Montana that's 1925. I mean, this place in New Zealand was like 360 degrees of wilderness and untouched, unhumanized land, and it's one of the characters in the film, really. It's extraordinary.
Have you been to Montana?
I have, yeah.
You have?
I went to Dude Camp. I kind of went there to...
Dude Camp?
Yeah, man, yeah, to learn the life of a rancher, because my fella does a lot of stuff. He's, you know, he's adept with a knife, castration, he does braiding and roping, he does whittling and whistling and rolling cigarettes with one hand, all the hard stuff.
You learned castration?
I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of things.
What things did you learn?
I learnt, well, horse riding. I sort of honed my skills on that, and then how to treat a skin, a hide, and turn that into rope, into what you use in a rodeo.
You can turn hide into rope?
I mean, yeah, I'd push, yeah.
Wow.
I tried with an expert, Randy.
How long were you up there with...
I was there for about 3 weeks, yeah, and I met some incredible folk on 2 different ranches, and I hung out with Randy, who, with his wife Jen, put me up in their house, and we just drove around that state and met some extraordinary people whose livelihoods, you know, I was trying to authenticate in my character.
Wow, what a thing for Randy and Jen to... Like, they're up there on their ranch, doing ranch stuff, turning hides into rope and stuff, and then you show up and you stay with them.
Up, yeah. No, I think they were very cool about it. Yeah.
Were they things they tried to teach you? You're like, yeah, no, I don't need that.
No, nothing.
No, nothing.
I needed all of it.
You did. You took it all.
Definitely. I mean, he's even a brilliant musician. Not that I play the guitar in the film, I play the banjo, but even that was helpful. So, yeah, there's nothing I shied away from him teaching me.
Wow, wow. And you were working with animals and...
working with animals and just having the most sort of profound experiences on horseback, driving cattle across this beautiful landscape and working with humans who are using sometimes just sounds rather than words to direct dogs, to direct cattle, and in a very gentle, non-1925 way, this kind of, you know, low-impact ranch.
Do you feel like you could now handle a herd of cows? Like you could...
I can, yeah.
On your own?
There was a thing that happened when I was on holiday recently in England, and there was this passageway to get down to the beach, and it meant going through a field, a farmer's field. And there were cattle in it, and it wasn't long after calving, so, you know, there were some young cows with their mums, and mums are rightfully very protective of their young. So there was a group of holidaymakers just standing there with their kind of inflatable toys and beach towels and stuff, kind of looking absolutely terrified and not moving as these cattle just kind of walked towards them really aggressively. And I went, I've got this. I kind of cleared a path, and they went, that was amazing. Not an American accent, which I nearly did again. That's great. They were English.
That is kind of great.
It was weird. And then they went, are you Benedict Cumberbatch? And I was like, goodbye.
The cows said that, or the people?
Yeah, all the cows. Yeah, they just got down on their front hooves and kind of went, hello. We love you in Sherlock. We would like to see some more. And American cows as well.
You have another a movie coming out right around now as well.
It's out, actually. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne.
And who was Louis Wayne?
Amazing, amazing artist and illustrator of the Victorian era, and he's most famous for these sort of anthropomorphic cat drawings, which are hysterical and say more really about us than they do about cats, but he became a hugely popular figure, and he had a very
is he the guy that would draw, like, those kaleidoscopic cats?
And he moved into that kind of era as well, so he was big in the sort of 60s and 70s. The psychedelic era kind of picked him up as a favourite artist to kind of stare at. And, yeah, he lived a life, quite a hard, difficult life. He found an emotional language and a way of fitting in very difficult. So it's about his triumphs and his hardships, and
Did you move into a PetSmart and learn to paint?
No, we filmed at PetSmart. We brought cats in. I mean, kittens were great to work with. You know, they do exactly what you imagine kittens to do. They play with balls of string, they lick from sources of milk. Anything older than a kitten is just a of work. It's just like, you wait for hours.
So you're saying
nothing to
cows are easier than kittens?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, because, you know, you just get them out of the way. That's kind of all you have to do with cows. But kittens and cats, rather, were supposed to, like, jump on a plate and look mournfully at me or walk across a room, and it would just take hours.
It's hard to explain that to them, yeah.
It's really hard, you know, fair enough, you know. They're crazily kind of wild creatures at heart.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I must ask you about some Marvel comic stuff, because,
of course.
I mean, it's my job, all right?
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch is here with us. We'll be right back. Benedict Cumberbatch is with us. You were here shooting reshoots of Doctor Strange?
I am indeed, yeah, hence the facial hair.
Do you know what the reshoots are going to be, or they just figure out what needed a little bit of work?
Like everything with Marvel, it comes in fresh pretty much most mornings, despite these being reshoots. But no, it's really exciting, and the film's shaping up to be something special.
You're also in the Spider-Man movie.
I am.
It has, I'm sure you know, it's like 350 million views for the trailer on YouTube,
Wow,
which
that many.
is like a world record of some kind.
Yeah.
And of course, there are a lot of questions, there are a lot of theories. People are interested.
Sure, Jimmy.
I figured I'd hit you with some of them. For instance, some of the fans think Doctor Strange, they think, is behaving a little bit strangely, and maybe he is not Doctor Strange, but he is Mephisto, who takes the shape. And by the way, every Marvel trailer, the fans think it's Mephisto. So, do you know anything about that? No. Andrew Garfield says he's not in the
lie
movie.
detector on this show. That would be the surefire way to test the truth of some of these
Would
theories.
you submit to
But
a lie detector?
I would definitely for that one, yeah.
You would? Oh, great.
Hell yeah.
Next time, we'll hook you up. And by the way, I won't limit it to Marvel questions
God,
either.
no.
We will learn a lot about you.
I will learn a lot about myself as well.
I'm going to have a lie detector and a tumescence monitor attached to you.
What's that? That sounds dirty.
You'll look it up after the Many people believe Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will appear as Spider-Man in the multiverse.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Have you seen Andrew Garfield recently?
In Tick, Tick, Boom.
Not in person?
No, I saw him on a Zoom call recently for a round table, and in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, he's brilliant, brilliant in that
another
movie,
question. Where would you find more guys dressed as Spider-Man? In that movie or out on Hollywood Boulevard? There's also Kirsten Dunst, your co-star in this film, is rumored to be playing Mary Jane in Spider-Man, another Mary Jane.
Really?
Yeah. Nothing. How about this? Are you aware that there's an action figure of you?
With two heads? What's that?
Your bonus head.
Well, my happy face and my sad face?
That's the Mephisto head,
the
I
limit
guess.
of my performance right there, okay.
I just got this. This is
that
my action.
in there as well? Is that
What's that?
That looks like weed or something. The green stuff, what's that?
Yeah, that's weed. That's
Yeah, well,
Dr.
you
Strange's
eat that
weed.
and then do that.
That's
Yeah,
what makes him think he has powers. And this is, I'm excited to announce, this is my new action figure.
Wow.
And I have to say, we can't say much about it, but I loved our scene together, and I think it's going to be
Jimmy,
awesome, and it's so exciting to be part of the
don't you know the rules? You can't talk about it.
What do you mean you can't talk about it? No, I was told that I could mention this because they do want to sell a lot of toys. But you can see, I mean, there's me as Kraven the Hunter, which I am playing, and
it's pretty good. Yeah, you do look a little bit like John Krasinski, but there we go.
wait, are you saying John Krasinski is playing Kraven the Hunter in this?
I'm just saying you look a little bit like him.
Oh,
in that
interesting.
likeness.
Interesting. Well, no, I'm super excited, and it was so much fun working with you guys.
What the hell, Jimmy? We had this conversation on day one. Just because you have a chat show doesn't mean you can chat about this, you know?
It turns out that when they give you the non-disclosure forms, if you sign the name Lionel Richie on them, that it doesn't apply. You're not legally bound to keep anything. Plus, I'm so excited, and
I want to put that rumor to bed. Lionel Richie is not in this film.
Lionel Richie's not?
Yeah.
Well, then I might not see it. Well, it's very good to see you. I look forward to seeing you a lot more on the Marvel Press Tour. The movie is called The Power of the Dog. It is in select theaters on Wednesday and on Netflix on December 1st. Benedict Cumberbatch, everybody. Dr. Strange. We'll be back with Kevin Garnett. If you like that video, then put a ring on it. Click the subscribe button below.